was a 5-year contract, and it's sunsetting at the end of this fiscal year. And for those of you that don't know, 9 cities in San Diego County are contract cities with sheriff's law enforcement services. So each year, the city managers of these contract cities get together and nominate a colleague to sit as the negotiating team on behalf of the city with the sheriff's department in the county to negotiate the next 5-year contract. This year, we had representatives from San Marcos, which represented the large cities of the contract complement, the city of Poway, which represented the medium cities of the contract complement, and then the city of Imperial Beach, who represented the small city complement in which we fall under. Next slide. And as you can see before you, this is a very lucrative contract that my colleagues have negotiated with the Sheriff's Department. Again, it's a 5-year contract. It will start July 1 of 2022 and end on June 30th of 2027. I just want to remind everybody that this is a fiscal contract. It is not a contract on how to deliver the sheriff's services. This really is just a financial contract that has the fixed cost rates, the liability costs, so everything to deal with money is in this contract. Here are the proposed fixes for the contract, and there is one error. I made a mistake as I was doing the PowerPoint presentation. So the first year of the contract is 1%. The second year of the contract is 1%. Years 3, 4, and 5 are all 3.5%. The 3% is an error on my point. I can't do PowerPoint very well. Very, very lucrative contract. If the council remembers, the fixed cost from the previous contract, our first year was 6.5%. So this is, like I said, my colleagues did a very, very good job when they negotiated the contract. Next slide. What those costs translate to, and I don't know if this slide is a little hard to see, starting with the fiscal year of 22-23, which uses our base year, that's about $6.5 million with that 1% increase from this current year. And then projecting moving forward for the next year, it will be 6.6, which is only a $65,000 increase, and then goes on from there for 6.8 and 7.1 for each of the years, and 7.3 for each of the years at a 3.5%. Now, I have to caution you, these numbers are our current static complement of what we currently have. If the city council during your goal setting session next week desires to add additional sheriffs onto the contract, that number will go up. The Board of Supervisors, we wanted to assure, meeting the city managers, want to assure that the Board of Supervisors were okay with this financial package, and so they actually approved the contract in February of this year. And we're one of the final contract cities to approve this contract. I'm getting nods from
last one.
We're the last one. Bringing up the rear. And I do want to share with the council some of the, and I took this from Lieutenant McAvoy's presentation that he did a couple of months ago. But in this contract also includes, besides what we contract for directly, is ASPRE, the helicopter, crime lab analysis, dispatch communication center, the East County Gang Task Force, juvenile diversion officers, PERT, backup coverage for major incidents, bomb arson unit investigation, criminal intelligence, domestic violence investigative unit, homicide investigative unit, narcotic enforcement, and SWAT. All of that is included in those numbers that you see. So we do get more than just the folks that we contract with this sheriff's contract. And then from a risk standpoint, since I'm your new risk manager, the liability is included in the sheriff's contract. So should there be a case against the city for sheriff's misconduct, the county will cover the city's cost soup to nuts and defend the city in court. And with that short presentation, staff is recommending the approval of this 5-year contract for sheriff services for the city of Lemon Grove. And again, we do have representatives from the sheriff's department if council has any questions of Assistant Sheriff Brown or Keith Spears, the contract manager.
Thank you so very much. Do we have any speakers list? At this time, we do not have any speaker slips for item number 4. And so I'll check in with our council members to see if they have any questions for staff. There is a maximum of 2 questions in this particular round. I'll start with Councilmember LeBaron.
Thank you, Mayor Vasquez. I have no questions at this time.
Thank you. Councilmember Gastel.
No questions.
Councilmember Mendoza.
This is just a question or a suggestion for staff. One thing, that I had suggested for goal setting, and I'll ask the lieutenant to correct me if I'm wrong, was that we were having trouble with that halftime, filling that halftime position, because there's not a halftime position elsewhere to do the other halftime. So with these new figures, I'm asking if you could, at least bring that to us at goal setting, like if we, to get that extra, position, if we wanted to bring that up, since we've already budgeted for halftime, like what at these new costs would a full-time, motorcycle officer?
Lieutenant, I'll take that. In your agenda package was the full contract, the draft contract, and there are itemized the cost of each one.
Okay.
And I believe the cost for, a fully loaded motor officer for 1 year is $233,000. Now, that is not what the officer gets paid. It is fully loaded, it's benefits, it's their salary, it's their equipment, everything is fully loaded in that.
Is that with, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, perfect, thank you.
I will remind our council members that we do not interrupt other council members during their time to speak. So please allow each council member to ask their